Good morning, good morning. I think I see Shannon here. Hi, good morning. I am kind of trying to get things set just like always. Let me see if I can get this working. Hey Shannon, I'm glad you made it this week. Welcome. All right, we're gonna wait just a second, see if some more of our friends join us. So glad you made it. Today is a different day because we are using something that I super don't know a lot about. So it's going to be fun to kind of play with it together. Today is, yay, no meetings. I hope that doesn't mean that your afternoon is crazy, Shannon. Shannon said she has no meetings first thing this morning, which is nice. All right. Welcome to Take 10. Take 10 is time that we set aside every week to get creative, to play with our supplies, to have fun. And that is the plan for today. So I truly believe that we all have creativity in us. Good morning, Carol. We all have creativity in us. We all can get in touch with that creativity. And sometimes it just takes playing and experimenting, and by doing that we get to know our supplies better and we get to know ourselves better, things we like, things we don't like. So this is my Take 10 journal. It is just a random journal that I picked up at Tuesday morning a few years ago, and it's not about creating a finished product. It is much more about just having fun. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to play with alcohol markers. Now, this is a set of Spectrum Noir markers that I have had forever. Good morning, Amanda. And hey, good morning, Carol. I've had these markers like forever. And I gave them to myself as like a treat a few years ago when I finished working on a big project, and then I really haven't used them a lot because alcohol markers, if you didn't know, bleed straight through most pages. So including definitely through Bible pages, they will go through many, many pages. And so I, as someone that doesn't do cards very often, I just didn't know that whether or not I would use them. So they've kind of been away in storage, and I thought it is time to pull them out and give them a try. So we're going to experiment with alcohol markers. Copic markers would be similar. Hey Vicky, how's it going? Copic markers would be a similar product if you have those. But what we're going to do is we're going to experiment here in just this regular mixed media paper, and then I also went ahead and pulled some Yupo paper. I have the translucent sheets and the white cardstock sheets, which is really more prepared for alcohol markers. So I know some of you as card makers have a lot more experience with these markers, but we're just going to experiment today and see what happens. So that being said, I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to look for a blank-ish page. We're going to go with this one right here. I'm not seeing a ton of comments. Hey, okay, Vicky, you're probably all over alcohol markers. You probably understand them a ton. Let me know below, do you have any alcohol markers? Good morning, Shayna. Do you have any alcohol markers in your collection? Have you tried them out before? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer. Beth, I have these linked in the description box below. I actually ordered my Spectrum Noir markers from Amazon. They come in color sets, so you can start small and kind of build your collection. I ordered a bunch of color sets all at once, but yeah, so I ordered mine from Amazon. You can pick them up at like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and things like that as well. And I think the Copic markers especially have you can buy them individually, which is kind of cool. Okay, Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so the reason that people like alcohol markers is that they color very smoothly. The color is going to go on smoothly. Unlike water-based markers, you're not going to have as many lines. So you can see even It just goes on super smoothly. Love it. There's also this blender marker. Now this is just regular paper, so the blender marker is not really going to work out well because the paper is so porous. It's just going to soak right in. These can still be used on just your regular paper. Look at the bleed through though. However, they're great for just, you know, simple coloring. I'm trying to, I have so many choices of colors. So if you're just going to do a simple flower and maybe add an inner part right here, let's do in a different color. They're just gonna go on really smoothly. Great for coloring. These are all dual tips, so you can see they have like the big brush tip on one, not brush, a big chisel tip on one end, and then the pointed, more fine tip. And you can just keep adding. I mean, these color so beautifully and smoothly. And you see how even when I do that like scribble, the old school scribble, you're just not going to get the same kind of lines that you would with your average Crayola marker. They're just going to be smoother. But like I said, if you're going to use alcohol markers, you're really going to want to consider the paper that you're using them on. So they definitely will go straight through this paper. Let me work on this flower real fast and then I'll show you. They're going to bleed through pretty much any journaling pages. I have not tried them in my Archer and Olive, but I mean these are going to go through. Archer and Olive is your best bet, but I can't imagine that they would not go through Archer and Olive. That's just the nature of alcohol products, whether you're using alcohol ink like we played with last week, or whether you are using markers. Oh, this Target has, Amanda was sharing, Amanda said that they have a new cheaper set at Target, which might be, yes, I agree, that might be a good thing to try out. So it's not going to come in all the colorways that the other markers do, like the Copic and the Spectrum. But if you're wanting to just try it out, I mean, look how pretty the coverage is. Look at how much it goes through. That's why I have this back here, because it would go through multiple pages. Let's try it though. I'm going to put this one out there. You know what, Amanda? I will try to look up that Target set and link it below if people are wanting to try it out. All right, so let's try. This is Yupo paper. It has, it's not porous, if that makes sense. It's not, this one isn't particularly glossy, but it feels like glossy, if that probably doesn't make sense. Vicky said she tried to resist the Copic markers because they were so pricey, but when she got them, she was in love. Now let me just show you how the blending works on this page. So again, I'm just going to add a few lines. It is extra smooth, and I wonder if I can hold this up. Let me just show you. So you can see it spread out kind of like the alcohol inks did. When I put it on here, do you see how it kind of bleeds out? So it's behaving like the alcohol inks. And then, okay, now this is my blender, which is clear. And I can take this and you see how it blends it out. How fun is that? Like, that's a cool effect to blend it out, which I think is pretty cool. It's kind of like photo paper, Sue. It's a little bit different. It's going to act a little bit different than photo paper. Now, I am not going to lie to you and pretend that I know what all of these letters and things mean, but I know that the numbers are a little bit far apart for what I'm wanting to do. So I'm going to see. So like those are going to be kind of in a colorway together. And I'm going to add some of this one, and then I'm going to add some of the 9, and we're going to blend all of these together. You can see same colorway, but different, so I should be able to blend. I know Yupo paper is wonderful for it. See how that blends so nicely? If you are wanting to color in a stamped image though on the Yupo, be careful because it's going to spread ever so slightly, and you don't want it might end up outside the line. So that's going to take some practice. See how that blend works so well, which is why I think the blending ability is why I think people really enjoy alcohol ink markers. This is Yupo paper, so it's going to be like a coated paper. It's almost like photo paper. It's made to work with alcohol inks. I have some linked below in the description from Amazon. It's not the Ranger brand, it's just some generic brand. It's going to work really similarly. They also have the Yupo in translucent. So see the difference there. Let's try some translucent. Let's get some purple up in here. One tip I have read, and I bet can you use them on anything besides paper? Ooh. Well, Beth, I don't know. Let's try. Beth asked, can we use these on anything besides paper? This is just a plastic cutting mat that I play with all the time. And let's give it a try. Let's see if it's gonna dry. Peggy says she has a set of Spectrum Noir. She wouldn't buy them again. So she's, that's a good recommendation. So Peggy is saying, instead of buying a large color range, like focus on, like get yourself some purples that are all in the same range, because those will kind of go together better. Like focus on getting the color sets. I think that's what she is suggesting. She said she wouldn't buy the sets again. I would buy 3 shades from one color from Copic. Oh, okay, that's what she's suggesting. All right, Beth, let's see. So I mean, I haven't given this a lot of time to dry, but rubbing my finger over it. Well, there you go. There you go. So it's not coming off of there. What happens when I blend on that? Will it blend? A little bit. Oh, not as pretty. I have an extra sheet over here. I'm kind of wiping off my blender brush. It's kind of cool that I'm able to like clean it up in a way, like it's coming off. Fun experimenting. Well, thank you for that suggestion, Beth, because now we know. And that would be beautiful on acetate, something like that. I was thinking the same idea with on glass. Yes, I was thinking the same idea on this translucent, and I'm actually just gonna start. So I'm gonna fill in a heart, and then what I want to do is kind of add some dimension to my heart right here. And I'm going to kind of play with the color blending. So I have this extra sheet of paper over here that you guys can't see that I'm kind of using to wipe. Okay, so here, and this is experimenting for me. Like I said, I've had these markers in my stash for a good long time and haven't really played with them a bunch. So I think it's kind of fun to see some of the possibilities. I mean, that's kind of a cool, I want to add some different, I'm going to kind of go on from here. Some of those colors in, and we'll see as I kind of blend that in. You get some different color blending going on, which is fun. I feel like for my style, Alexa, stop. For my style of paper crafting, because I don't do a lot of cards and other things, Beth, I think it would work on anything non-porous. So if it's a ceramic that is coated already, I think that would be beautiful. I think if it's porous, it will soak straight in, and so you won't have a lot of forgiveness on it. She asked if it would work on ceramic. So I was saying, I think for my style of crafting, I would have fun kind of creating my own ephemera pieces in a way. Like, I happen to think this heart is kind of cool. So I would have fun like cutting that out and using these. Yes, Shannon, absolutely do not put these in your Bible unless it's on another sheet of paper. So do it, do some scribbling, do something, create your tip in, and then cut it out and put it in. Don't put these in your Bible. It will bleed through a ton of pages, like not just bleeding through one page, like it will go through many pages in your Bible. So don't put it in your Bible. I think these would be fun to play with. Like for me, I think I could continue adding on to this heart and kind of blending. I wonder what happens. Sorry, now I'm just playing. Beth is listing all kinds of great ideas. A rock is going to be pretty porous, Beth, so I don't know about that. Now see, I can like pull it out with the color on it. Ooh. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm using these right or wrong or any way, shape, or form, but I'm using them and experimenting with them so you guys can see. Yes, if you use StazOn ink, you could stamp on here or on the Yupo paper and then color that in, which would be a fun experiment for another day. I know a lot of you love your stamping. I mean, I think that's just fun. You guys, these are fun to play with. I mean, it's just fun to kind of experiment. And I know for sure that there are like classes online, lots of classes in person to check out and see. There are some experts out there with alcohol ink and some people that do some gorgeous work with alcohol ink. So something to consider. You want to start light to dark. So like what I'm doing right now is the incorrect thing to do, but you guys know I do that stuff all of the time. I go incorrect all of the time. Now I'm just playing. I know I'm over my time. Look it up some more. They're fun. It's not, I feel like it's a more extended craft supply, if that makes sense. Like something not every crafter is going to need, but I do know that people that have them love. I know, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, Vicky. I'm doing the things wrong. Because the truth is, if I mess up these markers, I haven't used them much anyway, so am I really hurting anything? I don't know. I think this is kind of cool. I wonder if, this will be something I'm going to look up. I wonder if there is like a whole journal of alcohol ink paper so that I could do like an art journal, but with alcohol ink primarily. I'm going to look that up in just a moment. Okay. Rebel with a cause. I love it, Shayna. Love it. All right. So that is, I mean, I think that's pretty, you guys. And look at the blending. These are fun to play with for sure. So if you have them, pull them out. Try Yupo paper. Get some transparent Yupo paper, because how fun is that? Get some vellum. Get some things that have that coating on them and see what the blending can do. I think it would be a lot of fun to try. I'm going to pull mine out of storage in my craft room and maybe play with them a little bit more. So something to consider. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys are awesome. I hope this inspired you to kind of pull out your supplies and get playing. So have a fabulous day. Leave me any of your questions, comments down below. I would love to hear about them. Have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.